Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Lance. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I would greatly appreciate it if you would just take 1 second and go hit that subscribe button and join the little family I got going on over here. That would mean the world to me. So, thank you guys for being here and just thank you for watching. And as you can tell by the title of this video, I'm going to be telling you guys kind of like a little bit of a story time, but this is a story time that's happened very recently and it's still happening. So there's really no ending to the story. This is current events, and I just wanted to put this story out there to just let you guys know what's been going on with me and the situation and how everything kind of happened. So um, yeah, let's get into the story. So basically, me and Gabriel have been living in this studio apartment that I'm currently in right now, as you guys can see in the background, for almost 3 years. It's been a little bit less than 3 years, but just about 3 years. We're almost at the 3 year mark. And we've been here the entire time. We've loved it. It's been great. This has been the place that we called home, for almost 3 years. And we didn't know this when we moved in, but the building that this studio is in was up for sale. And the landlord didn't tell us that when we moved in. We were not aware of that. I don't think anybody was, but long story short, a couple months ago, the building ended up being sold, and there was a new owner, a new landlord. So one day back in July of 2019, this year, we got a letter underneath the door, and it was basically a letter explaining that the building had been sold and that they were the new owners and they were the new landlords, and the rent was now going to be being paid to these people, and da 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 da. And it was just kind of a rundown of the situation. And then a couple of days after that, there was a knock on the door, and we opened the door, and it was the new landlord, the guy who bought the building, and he introduced himself, and we invited him in to come look at the apartment because he had just bought the building and he hadn't even seen all the apartments in it. So we're like, you want to come in and see it, And we told him that we've been here for, about 2.5 years. And we just kind of met and everything was cool and good to go. And he was like, all right, so you guys will be paying your rent to me now and this and that. And we're like, cool. So everything was good. We did ask him, if kind of what his plans were for the building. Like, basically we wanted to know, how long we had here, or what was he planning on doing with the units in this building, and if so, how much time did we have, and da da da. And he told us that he did have plans for the building and for all the apartments in the building, but basically none of it was even, it was all in beginning stages. He wasn't even really sure what he was going to do with the building, but that he would keep us informed and let us know. And if anything, worst case scenario, best case scenario, it'd be at least a year down the road before we'd have to move out, and that he would give us ample amount of time to find a new place and have everything settled. So we're like, cool, we didn't even worry about it, whatever. So a couple months go by and we're paying our rent. He comes and collects the rent on the third of every month. We give it to him, $600, and everything was cool. No problems, whatever. We're just living our life. So basically, October comes, and we had the rent money, whatever, and he usually comes and picks up the rent money. So he never came. He usually knocks on the door and comes and picks it up. So he never came to do that. So, a week and a half, 2 weeks went by, and we were waiting for him basically to come get the rent money. And we had texted him a couple times and didn't hear back. So we ended up finding out that he went on a trip to Europe for a couple weeks. So we're like, okay, he's out of the country. That's basically why he hasn't come. He hasn't gotten any of our texts, whatever. So we're like, okay, and basically we had an electric bill that was very, very way past due, which we hadn't been paying on. It was completely our fault. So we used a majority of our rent to pay off that electric bill because they were going to turn us off. And Gabriel, because he's disabled, he has the type of cancer that has come back several times. He's in remission right now, and that's amazing. Everything's good. He's healthy, but he has the type of cancer that has come back several times in his life. So because of that, he's on disability, and he also has these programs that he works with that when you're in a bind, basically they can help you out. They have different like finances to help you out with if you're, you know, like past due rent or certain bills or stuff like that. So we're like, okay, the landlord hasn't come here, you know, and we've, again, you guys have to remember, we've been here almost 3 years. We've never missed a month of rent. We pay our rent every single month. That's priority. I don't care what else is going on. The rent gets paid, and that's proven. We have every receipt from the 3 years we've been here. You know, it's on our track record that we pay rent. We're not scumbags who this, you know, they do this all the time. So we decided to use most of that money to pay off an electric bill, and then Gabriel was working with one of the programs he had been in contact with, and they were going to give him basically 1 month of rent to pay for October. So we had everything all set up. So we didn't know when the landlord was coming back. And then what, today is what, Monday? So Friday that had just passed, we get a knock on the door. It's the landlord. He's back in the country, and he knocks on the door, and it's now November 1st. So October, we owed October's rent, and now November 1st was here, so we owed November. We had the rent for November, and he knocked on the door, and he's like, "Hey, I'm here to get the rent." And we're like, "Okay, come back in the morning. We just have to grab a money order," because we didn't grab a money order yet, but we had the cash. Because that's how he does it. He takes in a money order. So we were going to grab that in the morning. We're like, "Come back anytime in the morning by like 9 a.m., 10 a.m., and we'll have November's rent for you." And he said, "What about October?" And then Gabriel said, "It's going to take about a week or two, but we have a program who's going to pay that for you. So literally within like a week or two, October will be paid, and you can grab November's rent in the morning." And he goes, "Okay, well, did you guys get my letter in the mail of the 30-day notice?" And we're like, "What are you talking about?" And he said, "We need you to be out in 30 days. And we're like, "What? Like, what do you?" We had no idea. Now, a couple weeks ago, we did get a receipt in our mailbox saying that there was a certified letter for us at the post office, and that we needed to pick it up. Gabriel went to the post office with that receipt, and when we went there, they said there was nothing there. He talked to the manager and everything at the post office. They looked, there was no letter there. But we did get a receipt saying that there was a certified letter to pick up. But when we went there, it wasn't there. So we had no idea that was from the landlord. We had no idea, you know. Like, we pay our rent. We didn't think there was any reason for him to be evicting us. Yes, we were late for October, but again, he was out of the country. So everything kind of happened, like, you know, quickly. And it was the last thing that we expected. So, basically, we're like, "Okay." And Gabriel was like really shocked, so he kind of got into like a little argument, like nothing crazy, but a little argument, like with the landlord, basically saying like, "What do you mean? Like, I have November's rent for you. Yes, we were late on October. It's the first time we've ever been late. If you just give us a week or two, then this program's gonna give us a check to give to you for that as well." You know, like we didn't think it was a big deal. And he said, "Well, because this is a month to month lease, it's a month to month." He said, "I have the right to exercise my want for this apartment." And basically, what he told us is um, that he has a family member, a cousin or whatever, that he wants to move into this apartment, who is an electrician, and he's going to be doing the electric work in this building. And he wants that family member to move into this apartment. And we're like, "Okay, so that's his right, I guess, because it's a month to month. He has the right to basically, without even giving a legit reason, to give 30-day notice if he wants use of the apartment." And so we're just kind of shocked, like, "Okay, so you want us out in 30 days? So I guess we got to start looking for apartments, you know what I mean? Like now." And so he had told us that basically it was between, he said It's nothing personal, but it was between your apartment and the apartment right next door to us, which is another studio apartment. Our neighbor, he's like, it was either between you or them. And he said, I've already been planning this. Whichever one of you was going to be late paying a month's rent first, I was going to be given the 30-day notice to. That's what he told us. So he's like, you guys were late for October. They weren't, so you guys got to go. So we're just like, what the fuck? Okay. So he leaves, and we're all stressed out at this point. We have nowhere to go, mind you. We don't have family we can go stay with. We just literally have nowhere to go. And this came out of left field. Like 30 days is no time to find a new apartment, you know? And yeah, basically he had left, and so we're stressed the fuck out. And then the next day we get a text from him. Um, was it the next day or two? It was either, yeah, I think it was the next day we get a text, and he was like, hey, when are you guys gonna be home? And Gabriel texted him back, and he's like, for what? Like, what's up? And the landlord said, because I need to come and pick up October and November's rent. And we're like, what? Like, we told you last night when you came that we had no problem paying you. We were going to pay you 1 month in the morning, literally. And then this program was going to be paying you for the other month. And basically, you told us that we had to get out. So what do you mean? Like, he didn't refuse the payment, but he basically said, like, you can pay me all you want, but you still have to get out. So in our minds, we're thinking, okay, then we need this money. Like, we can't pay you for October and November and find a new place to live. Like, we're gonna need first, last, and security to get into a place. Like, how can you expect us to pay you $1,200 and be out of here in 30 days? We just can't do both. We had no problem paying him whatsoever. Like, we would have been caught up. We had 1 month's rent right there, in this program literally just needed a week or two to get the paperwork done to pay the next month. You know, we had no problem paying him. We always pay. Again, we've been here for 3 years. You know, we pay our rent. That's just what we do. Um, and he wanted us out either way, so we can't do both. You know, so we were like, we can't pay you. And he's like, basically, he told us through text, like, it's my right to exercise the use of that apartment. I need that apartment for a family member. You have 30 days to get out, and you still need to pay me for October and November. So we're at this point, like, we don't know what the fuck to do. We can't pay you. Like, we can't pay you, or we're not gonna have any money to move. And as it is, we're not even in 30 days. We're not even gonna have enough money for first, last, and security to get into a new place. You know, and we literally have nowhere to go. We just have nowhere to go. And he said, that's not my problem. Da da da. It was between you and your neighbor. Whichever one of you guys were late first had to go. This is my right, and whatever, whatever. So basically, that was the last we've heard from him. He's actually downstairs right now. I just heard him laughing outside. He don't give a fuck, you know, and whatever. There's certain rights that he has. I get it. This was not like a 6-month lease here or a 1-year lease. It's a month to month, but still, like, this has been our home for 3 years. You know, he just bought the building 3 months ago. It's just all really fucked up. Like, he's not even giving us a chance. You know, like, he didn't give us any 14-day notice to, like, catch up on the rent, because if he did that, we would have, within 14 days, he would have been paid off to zero. Again, we were only late on 1 month, and it's the first time we've ever been late, ever, in 3 years. So he didn't give us a chance. It was an immediate 30 days, you got to be out of here. And we're just like, what the fuck? So since then, we've just been kind of looking for apartments online, calling places, and really so far, you know, we have what? It's the 4th, I think, today. So we have literally 26 days left to be out of here. And there's really just nothing online that's looking like it's going to work out for us. So again, we have nowhere to go. So that's kind of where we're at now. We have an entire apartment full of stuff. We have nowhere to put anything. So at this point, we don't know what to do. Like, if we can't find a place, and again, we don't have really the money to move into a place. We don't have first, last, and security, you know? We just don't. And the program that Gabriel works with, they have funds for him for, like, if you're looking into a new apartment, but we don't know if that's going to work out. And it's this whole big process that can take way over 30 days if it does work out, if it is an option. So we're utilizing that. We're doing everything we can, but We don't know if we have to like find a storage unit somewhere and move all of our stuff into a storage unit, and then we go into a shelter. The shelters that we have called have fucking waiting lists out the ass. I mean, they're months, like months and months long waiting list. So yeah, that's the boat that we're in, and we're really fucking stressed out. Shit is really, really bad, um, in every aspect. Again, with the addiction thing, that's a whole mess right now. Still detoxing. I'm actually starting to get sick right now, but to be honest with you, that's like I can't even focus on that. That's the last thing on my mind, even though it's happening in real time. I can't even think about getting clean right now or anything of that nature because we're literally about to be out on the street and it's cold here. We're in Massachusetts. It's November. It's already getting freezing cold. In 26 more days, there'll probably be snow on the ground, and we're going to end up on the street and it sucks. And just wanted to let you guys kind of know what was going on. Um, at this point, I'm not really having any good days. Every day is kind of a bad day. I just hate waking up because as soon as I wake up, it's panic attack, anxiety attack. I have a pit in my stomach. My nerves are shot because there's so much we have to do in so little time. And I just have this gut feeling that nothing is going to work out. We're going to try everything we can, but I just have a feeling nothing is going to work out for us. So that is the situation we're in. He doesn't want to accept payments. He didn't want to do a payment plan with us. He didn't want to even, he wants the rent. Oh yeah, he wanted us to pay rent, but he still wants us out in 30 days. So we don't know what to do. We don't know what to do. Neither of us have family members that are able to take us in. We're in a fucking bad situation. This apartment, when we found this studio apartment, this was a blessing because we had nowhere to go. We were about to be homeless at the time again, and this kind of fell into our lap, and it was affordable, and we were able to come up with the money to move in, which was not easy, but we ended up finding it, and it was like a godsend. We've been here for almost 3 years, and now out of nowhere, we're totally blindsided by this. Totally blindsided. We're good tenants. We've never had any trouble here. Again, we have always paid our rent. We were late for October, but we were getting that taken care of, and he just doesn't want to hear it. He doesn't want to work with us. We're going to end up having to take this to court, but who knows what's going to happen in court. He has certain rights, and I know as a tenant you have certain rights too, but like it's not looking good for us, dude. It's not looking good. But that's all we can do. I'm a fucking mess. I don't know what to do. I'm literally at a loss for words, and I don't know. That's it. So I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Your support means everything, you guys, truly. And just know that if you're going through anything, you guys are not alone. You're not alone. I'm right there with you. So whatever it is you're going through, keep your head up, stay strong, try to stay positive. I know it's fucking hard, especially when you're struggling with any type of addiction or recovery, or life just sucks. But I love you guys, and I'm here for you, and thank you for being here for me. It means a lot, especially when times are looking really dark right now. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay beautiful.